Hi everyone, Jus4SweetZ here. We are going to make pretzel pumpkins today, just using pretzel twists and candy melts and a little bit of chocolate. And they're going to be fast and easy and fun to do with your kids. And you can do them for a party or anything. So let's go ahead. I have my orange melted, my green melted, and my dark chocolate melted. And then we're just using regular pretzel twists. And I got these at the dollar store, so you don't have to go spend a lot on them, and you get a huge bag of them. So I am going to use my fingers, so make sure your fingers are clean. And you're going to dip that pretzel into the orange. And then I am using a fondue fork, if I can get it to work. We'll see. Okay, pick it up by one of the holes and just kind of shake it, and then that way your fingers aren't all over it. Oh, unless you drop it like that. Don't shake it too hard. Okay, so drip that excess chocolate off. And you can kind of go ahead and put that on there just like that. And don't worry about the edges, because when that dries, it'll come off. But to make it a little bit easier, you can go around it if you want to, without scraping too much off. I kind of like to try to leave it alone a little bit, but okay. And so what we're going to do is you can either do single or double, and I'm going to do a double one. So stick that back into another one into the orange candy melts, shake off the excess. And the only reason I do this is for the 3D part of it. You can do a single one, which is still a little bit 3D, but this one just makes it a little bit bigger. Okay, and all you want to do is take this one and place it on top of the other and line it up as much as possible. So it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't know that I've ever seen perfect pumpkins out there, so this is, you know, however you do it is great. Okay, I'm going to let this sit here and dry, but as it dries, what we want to do is we want to add a little stem to it. And so I'm going to take one of my pretzel twists and I'm just going to cut it, and if it breaks, it's okay, because you just want to break a little piece off. I'm going to stick it in the orange, and I'm going to place it in the back so that it dries onto my pumpkin. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to paint some leaves on, and I have my little tool here. Casey, be careful please. Okay, and all we're going to do is we're going to paint a little bit of green on, and I'm just using my spooky green color that I have for this time of year. If you don't have spooky green, feel free to use regular green. And I'm going to kind of go in there, kind of place a drop in, and all we're doing is creating a leaf. And it doesn't have to be perfect, you know, just kind of drag your hand and play with it a little bit and draw your leaf on there. And that orange isn't quite set up, but it's kind of fun to do. And kind of drag it along that stem. And there you go. There's our little pumpkin. Pretzel pumpkin. He's a little bit 3D. Let's get close to him for you without losing focus too much. And so he just looks like a little pumpkin. And then let's go back here a little bit, and I'm trying to see if you see my face. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it so it's not so foggy. There we go. All right. And so the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to make you one more, and I'm not going to do 3D. I'm just going to do one, and I'm going to draw a face on it, like a jack-o'-lantern face, which, you know, could be a little bit hard to do because there's holes in it. So I'm going to see if I can do it. If not, then we're just going to skip that process altogether. This is an adventure for all of us. All right, so put him on there. And really all you need to do is fill those holes with the orange chocolate. So kind of take your finger and fill the holes. So basically all that's going to do is make it a solid piece of candy, which is really great because then it's sweet and savory. And that's my favorite. That's sweet, not sweet and savory, sweet and salty. I'm sorry. All right. So you're going to go ahead and fill in the holes with the chocolate. You're going to take a piece of your pretzel to make the stem. And you don't have to do a stem. I'm going to do a stem on mine. Just like so. Fingernails sometimes get in the way. All right, so we're gonna let that dry on there, and as that's drying, then you want to let it set up a little bit. Actually, with this one, before we do the face on that, you can go ahead and fill him in too if you want him to look more like a pumpkin. So he's starting to set up and dry. You notice how I call it a he. Okay, set that in there. And just kind of smooth it out a little bit. And all that's doing is filling in those holes so that you feel like you have a little pumpkin here. And my chocolate's starting to cool, so as it cools, it clumps. So you would want to go in and heat that up a little bit more so you get a little bit of a thinner texture because you're trying to, you know, get it on there nicely. But these are really fun for the kiddos to do too. Okay, now on my pumpkin, over here, my jack-o'-lantern, I'm going to draw just a little face where I filled in those chocolate pieces. And create whatever face you like. Can be scary, can be mean, can be happy, sad. I'm not even going to do a nose on this one, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to do eyebrows on him. Alright, so now I've created a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, and I can't get that close. I'm sorry, it gets kind of blurry, so I'll go back. Okay, I know that's still a little blurry. I apologize. Anyway, if you excuse my dust for a minute, I'm going to wipe the screen, and maybe that'll help. I think my fingerprints are on it. Does that help? I don't know. Anyway, you got a little preview of my cleaning the screen. All right, so we have a 3D pretzel pumpkin, and he's drying, as you can see. And then if you have any edges, you can kind of just break those off as they dry, or just try to get it as clean as possible when you lay it on the parchment paper. So that's a 3D pretzel. That's with 2 pretzel rods, and then we just did a stem and some leaves. And then on this one, I can't lift him up quite yet because he's not dry, but we did a jack-o'-lantern, and we just dipped 1 pretzel, fill in the holes, and add a stem and do a face, and you have a jack-o'-lantern pretzel. So these are fun snacks for the kids during the holiday, and good for the classroom, good to send in their lunch boxes. So I just wanted to share that with you. I think they're fun. Chocolate-covered pretzels, candy-covered pretzels are delicious, and it's just really fun. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. And I'd love for you to share it on your Facebook page. Feel free to join my Facebook page, Jus4SweetZ, and then also go to group pages and join the recipe book to get lots of fun and exciting recipes from a different variety of people. And I hope you have a great day, and until next time, God bless.